What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today's video, we're putting away the gameplay. If you like this type of content, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Anyways, enjoy. So essentially in today's video, I'm ranking every shortstop in the league, and you'll see what I mean later. No further introductions, let's get right into this. So we're going to start off with Andrus Jimenez of the Cleveland Indians, who I'm pretty sure is in AAA right now, so obviously he's not that good. But he's not terrible. His fielding is pretty good. The bat is just okay. I'm going to put him in meh. There's really nothing else to say about him. Next is Adalberto Mondesi of the Kansas City Royals, who, to be honest, just doesn't get played. I think he could be a really good player. He has the speed. He has the bat. He's a decent fielder. But this season, he only has 25 at-bats. Yes, he's batting .360, but he only has like 9 hits. He's a decent player, so I'm going to put him in average, but he just doesn't get enough playing time. Next up is Angelson Simmons of the Minnesota Twins. Batting .248 this season, 35 hits. Struck out 30 times, he's walked 16 times. Only 2 home runs, which is not good. He's a pretty good fielder, his speed is okay. I'm going to put him in average. Obviously, those aren't superstar stats, but they're not terrible. Next up is Boba Shet from the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm going to put him in the very good category. I don't think he's a superstar just yet. He's only 23 years old. He's batting .262 this season, 11 home runs. He already has 58 hits and 221 at-bats. 7 stolen bases. He's been walked 15 times, 34 RBIs. That's definitely very good in my opinion. Again, he's only 23, so he could eventually turn into a really good player. Next up is Brandon Crawford of the San Francisco Giants. I'm tempted to put him in the very good category, but for now I'm just going to put him in good. He's batting .255, 12 home runs, 40 hits, 36 RBIs, and has been walked 20 times this season. His fielding is still very good, but 12 home runs in June in his age 34 season is very impressive. I don't think anyone saw this type of a season coming from Buster Posey, Brandon Crawford, or Brandon Belt, or even Kevin Gausman, but I think the Giants can become a very sneaky team this season. Next up is Carlos Correa from the Houston Astros. Might be a little harsh, but I'm going to put him in the good category. Couldn't decide whether I wanted him in good or very good. He's batting .274 right now, 8 homers, been walked 27 times. 28 RBIs and 55 hits on the season, which is honestly not that bad. Fielding is good. He's an all-around good player, but I just don't think he's at the level that he was 2-3 years ago when they were cheating. So next up is Corey Seeger from the LA Dodgers. I'm going to put him in the very good category. Obviously, he's not playing right now. He's out with a fractured or broken wrist, I forget. Last time he played was May 15th, and he had 4 home runs, was batting .265, already had 40 hits, which is very impressive. His overall batting average throughout his career is .293. He batted .337 in his rookie year. Last year, obviously, only played in 52 games because of COVID, but still, he batted .307 with 15 home runs. Great fielder, the bat is hot, gotta put him in very good. Next up is Gregorius of the Philadelphia Phillies. He's batting .229 right now, only 4 homers, 27 hits on the season through 118 at-bats. The fielding is pretty good, but right now he's just an average player. He was better when he was on the Yankees, just hasn't been that good this season. There's really nothing else to say, but I'm going to put him in average. Next up is Dansby Swanson from the Atlanta Braves. I'm pretty sure he was the #1 pick out of Vanderbilt, but I could be wrong about that. He's batting .239 this season, 10 home runs, which isn't bad, and my headphones just hit the ground and almost exploded. 48 hits, which actually is pretty decent, only 25 RBIs, but if he keeps playing like this, I might have to move him up to good. For now, I'm still going to put him in average. So next up is Elvis Andrus, don't exactly know how to say it, of the Oakland A's. I've always thought of him as kind of a decent player. In 2017, he finished the season batting .300, but this year he doesn't have any home runs. He's batting .211, only has 37 hits on the season, 7 RBIs through 200 at-bats. He's just simply not doing good. The fielding isn't amazing anymore. He's 32, he's getting old. This is what, like his 12th season? I don't know. Maybe 11th. But yeah, he's just simply not good anymore. Gotta put him in the terrible category. So next up is Freddy Galvez from the Baltimore Orioles. Gonna put him in average. He's arguably a below average or meh player. But this year he's batting .244, 9 home runs, 42 hits on the season, 21 RBIs. That's not that bad. The fielding is okay. Don't really know what else to say about Freddy Galvez, so I guess we'll just leave it there. Francisco Lindor. What do we do here? I really have no clue. I would usually put him in the superstar or at least very good category, but this year he's just been absolutely atrocious. Like, just because he's Francisco Lindor, we have to keep him in that at least good category, so that's where I'm going to put him. But if this is anyone else, I would put him in either terrible or meh. He's batting .211, only 4 home runs, 38 hits this season, which isn't that bad, but 12 RBIs through almost 200 at-bats is just unacceptable. This man just signed like a $400 million contract, and he's definitely not performing. I'm sorry, Mets fans, but this just might not work out. Hopefully he picks it up later in the season, because I'm cheering for him, or at least next year he does something. But apparently on May 27th, his average was 182, and that's just not superstar level. Do I even have to say anything? Fernando Tatis is absurd. He's batting .300, 17 home runs. He has 12 stolen bases, and I feel like every time he slides into a base, he ends up doing the splits. 43 hits, 39 RBIs, through only 145 at-bats. He's already, at age 22, one of the best players in the MLB, so I'm excited to see what he does next. So next up is Gleber Torres of the New York Yankees. I'm gonna put him in good, but he's arguably just average, only 2 home runs on the year. He's batting .262, which isn't that bad, 45 hits, only 19 RBIs through 172 plate appearances. Definitely better last season and the year before. He's never been, like, absolutely insane, but a couple years ago, he was pretty good. But, yeah, not much to say about him right now. Next is Isaiah Kiner Falefa of the Texas Rangers, who, in my opinion, is one of the better players on that team. He's batting .283, only 5 home runs, but 65 hits, 23 RBIs through 230 at-bats is pretty impressive. He's a catcher along with a shortstop. I don't know if he's their starting shortstop or if Nick Solak is playing there. I'm not exactly sure. But according to this website that I found, he's their shortstop, so I'm going to go with it. I'm going to put him in the good category because he's not below average, obviously, but he's not, like, crazy good. Next is Javier Baez of the Chicago Cubs. I'm going to put him in the very good category. He has 14 home runs this season, batting .250, 48 hits, 38 RBIs, 8 stolen bases. He's only been walked 7 times, though. His fielding is good. Last year, he definitely took a step back, but before that, he was doing very well, batting almost 300 every year of his career. Next is J.P. Crawford of the Seattle Mariners. I'm going to put him in the meh category. He's only batting .254, 2 home runs, 50 hits on the season, 17 RBIs, and he's been walked 16 times. The fielding is okay. He's just a decent player. I don't see him being at the level of the guys above him, so I put him in meh. That's really all I have to say about him. I'm going to put Jose Iglesias of the Angels in the average category. He's batting .283, which is pretty good. 4 homers, has 45 hits on the season, 16 RBIs. Don't really know how his fielding is. Apparently last year he finished the season with a .373 average, which is insane. So if he plays like that this season, definitely have to move him up from average. But right now, he's not doing quite as good. Next is Kyle Farmer of the Cincinnati Reds. I don't even think he's the starting shortstop for the Reds right now. I'm pretty sure it's Eugenio Suarez. But Kyle Farmer is just not a good player. He's batting .217, 4 home runs, 30 hits on the season, 17 RBIs through 140 at-bats, His main position is catcher, just like Isaiah Kiner Falefa, but Isaiah is just a better player overall. so I'm going to put him in the terrible category. Nothing to say about Kyle Farmer. Next is Kevin Newman of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Also going to put him in the terrible category. He's batting .212, 1 home run, 16 runs scored this season, 40 hits, only 9 RBIs through 200 at-bats. It's just not very good. I don't know about his fielding. I haven't even heard of him, if I'm being completely honest. In 2019, apparently he played in 130 games and batted .308, so that's really good, but that just means he took a huge step down this season. Next up is Miguel Rojas from the Miami Marlins. I'm going to put him in the below average category. I just don't see him being any higher than that. His batting average is .275, 3 homers on the year, 47 hits, 17 walks. That's not bad, but I'm just not completely sold on him just yet. I don't know. I just don't see him being as good as the guys that are an average or good or even very good. He's definitely not a superstar in this league. That's all I have to say about him. I don't really know what his fielding is. I don't know anything about the Marlins, if I'm being honest, but I just see him as a below average player right now. He did have a pretty good season last year, but he only played in 40 games, so you can't really tell from that. Next up is Nick Ahmed from the Arizona Diamondbacks. It's very tough to place him because you don't know if you should put him in average or very good for fielding, because his fielding is not bad. It's actually pretty decent, but his hitting is just, it's never been alive. His career batting average is .238, which just isn't good. He only has 68 career home runs in 7 seasons. Batting .236 this year, 1 home run, only 37 hits. So I'm going to put him in below average. I mean, yes, his fielding is good, but the hitting is just not there. We're going to skip over Orlando Arcia because 1, he's not even on the Brewers anymore. He's on the Atlanta Braves now. And 2, he's only had 11 plate appearances all season. But I'm going to put him in the below average category just for his career. But there's just nothing to say about him from this season. I'm going to put Paul DeJong from the St. Louis Cardinals in the average category. Yes, his batting average right now is .177, but he hasn't played in about a month. I guess he got injured. I didn't hear anything about that, but I guess he's injured or he's just not playing. I don't really know what's happened, but he ended off with 7 home runs, which is pretty good, and I'm just going off his career right now since we really haven't seen much of him this season. I'd put him in as an average player. I wouldn't say he's below average, but that's where we're going to stick him for now. Next up is Tim Anderson from the Chicago White Sox. I definitely see Tim Anderson as a very good player. He's batting .296 this season, 6 home runs, only 18 RBIs, but he has 53 hits. His career batting average through 5 seasons is .282, which is very impressive. Already has 80 home runs in his career and 690 hits. Fielding is good, the speed is good, the bat is hot. Gonna put him in the very good category. I'm going to put Trevor Story of the Colorado Rockies into the superstar category. I just feel as if he's one of the best shortstops in the league. Not having the best year this season. He's batting .255, 5 homers, 47 hits, and 23 RBIs. But he hasn't played in a week. Career batting average is .275, 683 hits, and 139 home runs through 5 seasons. Definitely am going to put Trey Turner in the superstar category. The guy's batting .312 this season, 10 home runs, 67 hits, and 28 RBIs. His career batting average is .297. Through 6 seasons, he has 85 home runs and 711 hits. He's one of the fastest players in the league, has great defense, great hitting. Gotta put him in the superstar category. Next up is Willy Adams from the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm going to put him in the average category. Apparently he only has 42 at-bats this season, so we can't get a lot of how good he is currently, but his batting average is .286, which isn't bad, but he only has 2 home runs, 12 hits. But out of 42 at-bats, that's actually pretty solid. His batting average last year was only .197. Before that, it was .259. So he doesn't look like an insane player, but he's not a below average or terrible player. Not sure on how great his defense is, but I'm still going to put him in average. Last but not least, we have Xander Bogarts. I'm going to put him in the superstar category. I know his fielding isn't good, but he's batting .312, 10 home runs, 62 hits. His career batting average is .290 through 8 seasons. He already has 1,145 hits and 128 career home runs. I think he's definitely one of the best shortstops in the league, despite the minor fielding problems. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video as much as I did. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you like the content and want to see more. But anyways, have a great rest of your day. Peace out.